Hi everyone, welcome to Infinite Light. I am Shawnee. I was out on a walk today and you can tell spirit is excited when you start communicating because before you even ask a question, boom, the answer is like coming out. For those of you who channel or are clairaudient, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I was on my walk and I was about to say, Spirit, I haven't channeled a message in a long time. Like not a tarot message, but just like a regular channeled message. Well, it's been well over a week, right? and so I was going to ask, like, give me something to speak to the collective about. And before I even got that thought out, because I was thinking it in my head, the word serenity came to me. And I would say forgive what I look like because I just got in from a walk, but you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Okay, this is me helping you out with the channeled message from spirit. Okay, so serenity, the state of being calm, peaceful and untroubled. So I'm getting that there is a very large collection out there who are looking for their divine masculine or their divine feminine to finally step into their life. And Spirit was telling me that in this chapter, it's going to happen after you find your serenity, and it might happen in the serenity meaning like even like a location. And then so when I'm having a hard time talking, sorry. And then so when that idea of location came to my head and I wasn't listening to any music, I was just walking, talking, communing with spirit, and that song La Isla Bonita came on in my head. Madonna, the song from Madonna. Tropical the island breeze. You know that song? I'll remember to link it down below. But La Isla Bonita. The song starts out in Spanish. It says, well, I'm not gonna say it in Spanish. No, I'm not gonna say it in Spanish. I'm not gonna murder it, right? No soy Latina y no habla español tampoco. Hopefully I said that right. I'm not Latin, even though I look it, and I don't speak Spanish. So I'm not gonna murder said language, okay? But at the very beginning, it asks in Spanish, like, how could this be true? And before even concentrating on the video, I want to talk about, because remember we're talking about location, finding serenity. Serenity might actually be a location. The song itself is about an island, I think in Belize, and it talks about it in the song, like how the water is like this really beautiful blue water. And I looked it up, and it's like this island. It's filled with nature. It always looks bright and airy, and the people always seem to have like an air about them of like happiness, like peacefulness, right? So the songwriters, to include Madonna, really captured, because I read all the lyrics of the song while I was walking, and then I looked up this island in Belize that the song was about, and I thought to myself, like, yeah, you really captured this place. Like, I personally, even though I'm a fire sign all throughout my chart, I do have water in there, but I'm really drawn to water for cleansing purposes, right? For cleansing my state of mind and just, obviously taking a shower and so on and so forth. But when I'm drawn to all bodies of water, I'm drawn to lakes, rivers, oceans, seas. But if the water isn't crystal clear, you will not catch me getting in. If it's not blue or crystal clear, if I cannot see my toes at the bottom, I will not get in any past my knees. That was important because of comfortable. Like, this place of serenity is a place where you feel comfortable, where you feel at ease, where it's not even once you get to this place, this serene sort of location, both physical and mental, you just feel at ease, you feel at home. And so that's what the song, like the lyrics themselves kind of talk about. But if you look at the video is this girl, it's Madonna, spoiler alert, and she's in this island paradise, but she's in her room, and it's almost like as if she's trying to find something. Maybe I'm reaching too deep, but the picture that was painted for me was that she was searching for something, internally and externally. And in this location, in this island, and on this island, it's like she finds peace within herself. And then while she's at this place, she's looking out of her window and she falls in love with this guitar player. And it's almost like she has to convince herself that it's okay to leave in her newfound self-esteem, in her newfound persona, in order to go and be with the people of the village, to dance and to speak to this gentleman that had been playing guitar outside of her window for a while, who I guess she wanted to approach, but she didn't feel comfortable in her skin yet to do that. And then it reminded me of this story. I am a storyteller. Afghanistan, 2013, true story. Everything I'm about to say is true. I was in Afghanistan 2013, and I had just gone through a breakup while I was in Afghanistan. And instead of kind of diving into this deep depression, though I did feel depressed at some points, but instead of diving into like this deep depression, I decided to, subconsciously, this was not conscious, I decided to go really hard in the gym, and there was a traveling Buddhist chaplain. And every time that Buddhist chaplain came to where I was at, I would go and I would do meditations. But in my room, I was praying and meditating, and kind of just releasing control. Because what can you do? You're in Afghanistan, right? Like, I didn't live in Afghanistan. I was just there for half a year. And another thing I did was I started going to salsa nights. Because, even though I'm not Latina, I am from Texas, so it's part of the culture. So I was going to salsa nights, and this one particular salsa night, I was really having so much fun. I was having so much fun dancing that I had sweat, drip, I was drenched in sweat, and I had to actually take a breather. I was dancing so hard. So I sat down on this stage sort of thing, and it's so crazy. It's like a movie, right? So it's dark, and there's really faded lights kind of on the ceiling. There's people dancing. I'm one of many in a crowd sitting on the edge of a stage, and I just see this figure out of the corner of my eye. I had never seen this person before, and I look up, and he hands me an iced tea, unsweet. By the way, my absolute favorite drink of all time is an unsweet tea. I don't know how this guy knew this. He hands me an iced tea, and he says something. I don't know what he says. You look like you could use this, or something like that, or I got you this, or whatever. And then he fades back. I shit you not, this happened. And he fades back into the crowd, and I am just like, what the hee-haw just happened? What the? And I became his for a collection of months. And then I kicked him off to the curb, because I had ignored some red flags in him, and he had ignored some red flags in me, and it just was never gonna work. But for a collection of months, I felt like I was in absolute heaven. I felt like I had found, it was almost like a godsend, the way that he swooped in. I want to call it like a Rico Suave, but like how I'm not Latin, he wasn't Latin either. He kind of looked like what's the what's the guy? A Hun? What is his name? Genghis Khan? No. I won't say he looked like Genghis Khan. He looked like kind of like a happy Buddha. That's what he looked like, a happy Buddha. But he brought peace to my life for a time. Okay, so what was the point of me telling you this story? All right, so serenity, right? Like finding serenity, you see in my story, I said that I had gone through a breakup and just, I kind of like let control go. And I started meditating and I started praying. And then I started doing for myself, like in the gym, taking care of my health. And then started going to salsa nights. And it's something about dancing, like so many cultures around the world, ancient cultures around the world, like science even knows that dancing releases so much stress and connects you so close to source. And I wasn't concentrating on what I wanted, what I needed. I was just feeling the beat. I was just in the ambiance. I had released all control. Let me go back to the definition of serenity. I was in a state of being calm, a state of being peaceful, and I was untroubled. And then this being presented himself to me in a very selfless sort of way and immediately wanted to take care of me, like here you go, here's something to drink, you're obviously hot. Not take care of me like childlike. So I'm feeling on the other side of this camera that when your divine masculine, when your divine feminine approaches you, or you feel confident enough to approach them, you're gonna be in this state of pure serenity. But it's almost like you have to reach that first. And you notice how I said with this gentleman, it was beautiful for a collection of months, and then I had to nix it. And it was because I said that I had ignored red flags. Now this was 2013, and this is 2024 as I record this. So that's, a good amount of years. But it only just recently took this last year of healing for me to realize, to dig so far back. I mean, even further than 2013, but 2013 came up in my healing of times that I ignored red flags and times that I presented myself in love when I wasn't healed. And there's no way that situation could have worked. So as you're going through your healing, continue to do so. Continue to take care of yourself. Find that serenity within. Sometimes it might even mean traveling to a serene location. And once you're in that serenity internally and or that serenity externally, that calmness, that peace, that untroubled energy, that's when they're going to swoop in. Or that's when you're going to be magnetized towards this other healed individual. And because you have gone through so much, and because you've recognized how you showed up tarnished, now you can show up a star-like, shinier version of yourself and expect nothing different, nothing but matched energy, if not a higher level of energy from the person on the other side. I was gonna pull some. They said, okay, I was gonna pull some oracle cards, and then I almost didn't pull oracle cards. I'm gonna pull just a couple. This is the Healing Waters oracle card. I felt like it was fitting because I was talking about water earlier, and the water is pictured in that song, La Isla Bonita. They said 2 more. Wow, I'm shaking. It's almost like the energy is like, the energy is something very positive and energetic. Energetic. Sometimes the energy is not energetic. Immerse yourself. I don't know if my camera will pick it up. Immerse yourself. Training, learning, new hobbies and passions. Immerse yourself. In this picture, I see like what looks like a book, but it's like a woman kind of holding, it looks like a book, but it looks like a woman kind of like holding a book kind of over her head, as if she's receiving knowledge, as if she's receiving signs, you know, um, especially in the crown and the third eye area, right? As if she's receiving something. But then there's a lot of green on this card and a lot of pink, and it's reminiscent of like your heart chakra and your root and your sacral. So it's almost like an alignment. Immerse yourself in this healing. um, Take this as a prophetic word that serenity means something. An oasis of serenity amidst the bustling city. An oasis of serenity amidst the bustling city. But that's what dictionary is telling me, but Google is telling me. But serenity amidst a bustling mind, letting it go so that you can present your true self. One more card. The rainbow. Well, we know what the rainbow represents in like the 10 of Cups, right? In Tarot. This says sweet relief, new beginnings, a new way forward. Look at that. Ultimate happiness. There's prisms in here. So it's like bending the light to create rainbows, a bending of the light. I'm taking that to mean like divinely led, divinely guided towards you, like as if like this message. All right, obviously I need to go get dressed, so I'm going to do that, but I needed to come and speak to you, my loves, and give you this divine message. Serenity. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.